What's up, guys? It's your boy Stevie the Black. That's STEVEE the Black. I'm back. That's right. So before you get all mad at me like, Steve, what happened? There's supposed to be a video yesterday. I was not feeling good yesterday. My eye was bothering me. I know you still don't know the story yet. I will tell you the story. But my eye was bothering me. My head was pounding. I was taking Advil and all this stuff, and I just didn't feel good yesterday. I couldn't do it. But I'm feeling much better now today, and I'm going to do the video. So, this topic this week has been all about Roman Reigns and how to help him become a fan favorite of the WWE Universe. How the WWE Universe can finally just accept him as the future of the company. And even if not as the future, then as one of the top guys in the company. Because I'm trying to think. I know in the 80s it was Hulk Hogan. In the 90s it was Stone Cold and The Rock. But then we get to the Ruthless Aggression era, and I guess technically you can say it was John Cena. Then we get to the PG era, which I would still say, I guess, John Cena. And then we get to the reality era, and, well, we're trying to figure out our new face of the company, whether it be Dean Ambrose. I would have said it would have been Daniel Bryan, but his career has been cut short, so what are you going to do, right? Alright, so, Hulk Hogan. Today, I'm going to be talking about a video. I'm not sure exactly what it'll be called yet, but basically, does turning heel make your career, or does turning heel save your career, I guess, in another way you can say it. The reason I came up with this video is, again, we've been talking about Roman Reigns all week, and how, you know, and I had two videos. Part one, which was what WWE should have done with Roman Reigns, and part two, which was what WWE can do for Roman Reigns. Each scenario had Roman Reigns turning heel and him becoming this monster beast that everyone hates and they want to boo and everything like that. And then eventually he turns back around and becomes a face. And by that, he would have garnered, been a fan favorite again. Because mind you, I was talking about this with my friend the other day. Think back a couple years ago. The Shield breaks up. Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins just finished their feud. And it was around Hell in a Cell Night of Champions. That's what it was. Night of Champions. It was going to be Roman Reigns taking on Seth Rollins. And at that time, Roman Reigns was at an all-time high. People loved him. He was putting on awesome matches. And he was being cheered. But then he got injured. Something in him. I don't know. I don't remember what it was. Like scones or something like that. I don't know. But something in him, he got injured. And he couldn't compete at Night of Champions. And because of that, he was out for a couple of months. When he came back, he was named the Superstar of the Year, even though he wasn't there for the pretty much the second half of the year. He then would come back around TLC, help John Cena beat Seth Rollins in a tables match, and then from there, it pretty much was downhill because you kind of knew what was going to go on. Especially with his dumb feud with the Big Show and how WWE were going, and they were going to make him win the Royal Rumble, and it just became obvious. Had he not gotten hurt and he kept giving the 5-star matches and beating Seth Rollins and everything like that, I think the fans would have accepted him. But because it became so obvious at that point, the fans just, they just couldn't accept it and everything like that. Like I said, the fans don't like to be told who to like. They want to gravitate towards someone because they like them. Again, for example, the WWE's choice for world champion was not Daniel Bryan. But because the fans gravitated toward Daniel Bryan, because they loved him, because they could relate to him, they started to love him. And because of that, WWE had no choice but to make Daniel Bryan the world champion. And you're saying, well, they had no choice, but he was their most popular superstar. He was the guy, So, the WWE Universe doesn't like to be told who to like. So in order for them to like Roman Reigns, they have to gravitate toward him on his own. And as I said, it's like 90% of the people booing Roman Reigns. I can hear some cheers, but they're very little. So 90% are like booing him and 10% are cheering him. And we need to get that reversed at least, And Roman Reigns has had things or stunts of when the whole crowd was cheering him. But then, like, the next day, whatever, you see him and he be getting booed again. So, this video is comprised of people who were in their careers and then them turning heel, which made their careers, okay? So, I got five people I wanted to talk to you about with today. And let's get started on that, all right? So, the first guy who, by turning heel, made his career was none other than the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. We think back to Shawn Michaels when he came to WWE. He was partnered up with Marty Jannetty, and they were known as the Rockers. And they were pretty popular with the kids and the women, but they weren't future of the WWE popular. They were like Sid Cara, Kalisto popular. Like, they were cool, but they weren't going to be the guy. So one day on a segment, they were in a barbershop. They were having some problems, internal problems, and they were like, looked like they were going to get back together and everything like that. But Shawn Michaels super kicked Marty Jannetty and kicked him out, whatever, threw him through the glass window, right? Thus breaking up the team. And because of that, he became a heel. And when he became a heel, he went on his own. He became the sexy boy, you know, Shawn Michaels, the boy who the Heartbreak Kid, eventually Mr. WrestleMania. He won his first couple of singles titles because of this heel turn. And because of him becoming this heel turn, he became one of the most popular WWE superstars of all time. And because of that, people are now saying that Shawn Michaels is the greatest in-ring performer of WWE of all time. Like, when he was with the Rockers, he was alright. But once he broke away and turned heel, he really got the spotlight. He was in some most fabulous matches. Him against The Undertaker at those two WrestleMania. Him against Razor Ramon and the ladder match at WrestleMania 10. Him and Triple H forming D-Generation X. If it wasn't for him breaking away from the Rockers and turning heel, we never would have gotten none of that. We never would have known how good Shawn Michaels truly was in the ring. Had he stayed a face or had the Rockers stayed together, we would have never known. And because of it, him turning heel, he became one of the greatest WWE superstars of all time. So the next guy we got on the list is none other than Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, The Rock, right? And you're thinking, well, when he first came into the WWE, he was known as Rocky Maivia, combining his father and his grandfather's name together, and he was the third generation WWE superstar. And he was this happy-go-lucky guy and a true face, you know, at the time. And by that time, the WWE Universe were getting sick of that kind of thing, so they were chanting things like "Die, Rocky, die," and "Rocky sucks," and everything like that. Excuse me. And because of that, once The Rock got injured, like, he was being pushed major, like Roman Reigns is being pushed right now. So you would think the WWE would have learned from that. Heck, you would even think The Rock would have said, "Vince, come on, man. You know, you got to turn him heel. Remember what happened to me? And you came and you were doing all that stuff with me, and I was getting booed, and they were saying, 'Die, Rocky, die.' Remember all that? And you remember when I came back and I turned heel? Remember that? And how I became this most popular guy. He became popular because of his catchphrases and because the way he spoke and because of the way he talked with his third person persona. And it was just incredible how gifted and talented The Rock was, which gravitated toward the people of saying, 'Let's go Rocky, Rocky, Rocky. Rocky's the best. Rocky's awesome,' you know? And it was, I mean, if you're going to listen to somebody, at least listen to him. I mean, he's the perfect example. He was booed. No one didn't like him as the guy who's being this happy-go-lucky guy. He comes back as The Rock, and he's a heel, and he's joining the Nation Domination, and he's talking in a third person, and he's saying all these things, and the way he talks is awesome, and the way he insults people was awesome. It's just like people literally lining up saying, 'Yo, can I get insulted by you next? Can I get insulted by you?' Just the way how The Rock was, because he turned heel. That jump-started his career, and because of the way he was talking, and because of the way how he talked, he got the mainstream attraction. He went on to Hollywood, and now he's one of the biggest box office stars out there right now because he turned heel. Next on the list, we got Stone Cold Steve Austin. These two, I believe they came into WWE around the same time. Maybe one came a little bit earlier than the other one, but around the time, again, this is when the WWE Universe did not like the happy-go-lucky face who was always positive and everything like that. That was all in the 80s when it was Hulk Hogan, the Eat Your Vitamins, Say a Prayer, and Hulkamania, Hulk Up, and everything like that. That was all then. We're gravitating toward a new crowd now. They want more edgy stuff, and that's what Stone Cold Steve Austin was, especially when he won the King of the Ring tournament and Austin 316 was born. And everyone loved it, how he was just straight. Everyone just loved him, how he was just like defiant and didn't care, and was beer drinking and flicking it off his boss and messing with him. And everyone loved that, especially if you're working and you go to work and you hate your boss or whatever, you're not like your boss too much. They gravitated towards that. They loved that. So at WrestleMania 13, when it was the face Bret Hart against the heel Stone Cold, I believe everyone was cheering for Bret Hart in the beginning, but around the end of the match, everyone was cheering for Stone Cold because he wouldn't give up, because he wouldn't tap out, and it was a double turn with Bret becoming the heel and Austin becoming the face. And since then, he has never looked back. Austin, because he was the way he was, because the people were gravitating to what they were, he was a heel at the time, remember? And because he was heel, people loved that. They loved to cheer for the heel. They loved to do that. It got Austin to where he was. It got Austin to 6 titles. Remember, each of these guys, probably besides The Rock, was not going to be the guy. But because they were accepted by the fans once they turned heel, in Austin's case, because he was a heel, and because of his no, I'm not going to listen to you attitude, and it's all about me attitude, and forget authority, that's what made the fans love him. And when WrestleMania 13 happened and they flipped, or the double turn happened, they loved Austin, and they haven't looked back ever since. So, number 4, we got Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon character was born because of the Montreal screw job and everything like that. Before that, Vince was just a commentator. He really didn't do anything. He was a ring announcer. He was a commentator, but that's pretty much it. Once the Montreal screw job happened, he's all like, Brett screw Brett and everything like that. The Mr. McMahon personality was born, and he was this ruthless bad guy. He only supported the heels, and if it wasn't for Vince McMahon, there would be no WWE. If there was no Mr. McMahon, there would have been no Austin for him to feud with. Yeah, the feud between him and The Rock was good, or the feud between him and Triple H, or him and Bret Hart, that was good. And even Shawn Michaels, that was good. But if there was no Mr. McMahon, would Austin have been as popular as he would have been? I don't know. He would have been the guy. He would have been popular, but would he have been even more popular without that? So you need he just takes 2 people to tango, right? So, in Austin needed a McMahon, McMahon needed an Austin. That's what it was. That's what drew the people away from WCW over to WWE, because they wanted to see what Austin was going to do to McMahon next. So, because Vince created this heel mean boss who supports the heel persona, and again, it even worked for Vince. Okay, it worked for Vince. That's the point. Vince, turning heel worked for you. You're heel right now. It's working for you. It can work for Roman Reigns. Turn him heel, it'll work. Because you've been heel, you were WWE champion. You were ECW champion. You've been in some incredible matches. You've been in some of the most important feuds in this business if it wasn't for you. So again, I ask you, why isn't Roman Reigns heel? He can't beat John Cena. Everybody cannot beat John Cena. Everybody cannot beat Hulk Hogan. So that brings me to number 5. And they are our current WWE World Tag Team Champions, The New Day. When The New Day debuted, they were talking positive stuff. They were just a group of guys who were saying the power of positivity can guide us through anything. And the people said, boo, you suck. And whenever they would chant, New Day rocks, they would chant, New Day sucks. And I was on those people who said, just give them time. New Day will grow on you. I liked them when they debuted. I still like them now. What happened the night after WrestleMania? I remember it started at WrestleMania on the pre-show. But the night after WrestleMania, you could hear everyone saying, New Day sucks. New Day sucks. New Day sucks. And my dad was like, see, I told you New Day sucks. I'm like, just give him time. Just give him time. They will gravitate towards you. And what happened? Because they dropped the whole being positive thing, and they still do it every now and then, but because they dropped it, it became more funny. They became heels. They turned heel. That's what got them on the fan side, because they were making fun of people. They were calling them booty, talking about bootios and the New Day, the power of positivity gratis, and they were cheating to win. And I said, I told you, in overtime. People everywhere they go now, New Day rocks, New Day rocks, New Day rocks, New Day rock. I told you it would happen. I told you. Now nobody can't deny I don't know what I'm talking about. Nobody can't deny me saying I told you New Day was going to be successful. And what happened? Everyone loves them. They're apparently a face now because they got beat down by the League of Nations, which now is okay but I'm just worried that because they're a face now, they won't be making fun of nobody. But then again, they can go up against heel tag teams and make fun of them. Talk about Bootio still, because I'm thinking DX, when they got back in 2006, they weren't heels like their original DX was. They were face, and they were making fun of the McMahons and talking about all sorts of stuff with them, and that was funny stuff, and they were feuding with the Spirit Squad and everything. Hey, you know, that was funny stuff that they were doing. But what got them over? It wasn't them being face and talking about the power of positivity. It was being heel, making fun of people, doing heelish things. So, the point of this video, that was my number 5. The point of this video is, again, that each of these guys were in their careers and they were just okay, but they were never the guy. And once they became heels, they became one of the most popular guys in the business. Whether if you're heel or whether if you're face, your job is to get the fans either to boo you or get your fans to cheer you. Roman Reigns' job is to get the fans to cheer him, but that's not working. So what do you have to do? Even Stone Cold Steve Austin said it. Even Triple H said it. Turn him heel. The Rock should be like, yo, Roman. He should go to Vince and be like, Vince, man. Again, it didn't work for me. It's not going to work for him. Not everybody can be John Cena. And you know what? I have an honorable mention for you. Think back, Hulk Hogan, as I said earlier, at the 80s, he was the guy. Eat your vitamins, say your prayers. When he left WWE and went to WCW, he was that same guy, and eventually people got sick and tired of it. They got sick and tired of him being this happy-go-lucky guy. And so what happened? He did the unthinkable. Something that no one didn't think Hulk Hogan would do. He turned heel and created the NWO. And because of that, WCW was on top of the WWE for 86 or 87 consecutive weeks. That's a long time. There's like 52 weeks in a year. So that says something right there. If Hulk Hogan, of all people, can do that. Even people are still trying to get John Cena to turn heel because they think it'll be awesome. But the fact of the matter is, turning heel will get Roman Reigns over. So, I expect a heel turn after WrestleMania. I would like that, because that's the only way Roman Reigns is going to get over, because you know they're going to boo him at WrestleMania when he wins and beats Triple H. You got to turn him heel. You got to turn him heel. That's the only way he's going to get over. History has proven it. History does repeat itself. There will be a Roman Reigns heel turn, and it will happen. Vince will have absolutely no choice, or he'll have to step down. It worked for you, Vince. It worked for The Rock. It worked for Stone Cold. It worked for the New Day. It worked for Hulk Hogan, and it worked for Shawn Michaels. It can work for him. The thing is, I'm thinking, what is he thinking, that if he turns him heel, he can never turn him face again? That is never the case. That is never the case. It can work. So, with that being said, that's my guy. That's my brother right there, y'all. It's been WrestleMania season. I've been showing him some videos of when he lost at WrestleMania, or one of his favorite people lost at WrestleMania.
Gosh. He's lying. I did not lose at WrestleMania. I never even been to WrestleMania.
We're going to WrestleMania next year, though. WrestleMania 33, when it's going to be in Orlando. What's up? But that's pretty much in the video, guys. So, until next time, remember, turn Roman Reigns heel. That's what's going to get him over. That's what's going to make him the guy. So what's today? The 19th? Starting the 27th, which is not this Sunday, but the next Sunday, which is at Easter, I believe. A video from the 27th all the way to the 2nd, which is 2nd of April, which is that final week before WrestleMania, that last Saturday to Sunday, or Sunday to Saturday. That I'll be doing WrestleMania videos every day of the week. Okay? So, that's it, guys. And remember, if you're not down with that, I've just got 2 words for you. Peace out.